مشاهدينا الكرام، أهلا وسهلا بكم. وردنا العديد من الأسئلة للصفحة حول استخدام محامي عند بشراء أو بيت أو عقار أو مصلحة تجارية، وهل هو شرط أو ضرورة؟ لذلك توجهنا للمختصين مرة أخرى. سنتحاور اليوم مع السيد كريس من مكتب الغول للمحاماة، وهو مختص في هذا الموضوع. Welcome, Mr. Chris.
Thank you very much.
We have questions about using a lawyer when buying or selling a property, a business, or something like that. And we would like you to please answer our questions.
Certainly. In Canada, any time that a bank is going to be part of a purchase, so if it's for a home, a condo, a farm, or even a business, most banks will require the buyer to tell them who their lawyer is before they complete all of the financing arrangements. They do this because lawyers use very restricted accounting. So everybody knows that the money is safe because there are rules, very strict rules about a lawyer's trust account. And so the banks and all of the parties that are involved rely on those rules to protect the money to be used for exactly what is required. The second reason is because our land titles office, where all of the registrations get completed, can be very complicated. And the types of forms, the very specific details that need to be registered, especially when we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, it needs to be done right. And so that is why most of the time, in fact, almost all the time, it's extremely rare that somebody doesn't have a lawyer that's involved with such a big purchase. And those are the rules. And of course, lawyers have insurance. So if something does go wrong, the person whose money is involved and the bank, they're always protected.
Okay, that's great. Uh, in this case, we know now that if somebody is buying or selling a property or a business, he will use a lawyer. Now, most of the people are registered with lawyers. When they buy or sell property, should they use the same lawyer or they might be another lawyer for that purpose only?
Well, that's a good question. Why does somebody need to have, in most cases, a different lawyer than the other side of the transaction? And that's because usually there are things that might be in conflict. Somebody wants something to happen fast, the other person wants it to be done careful. Somebody wants a little bit more money, somebody wants to pay as little as is necessary. And so between the two lawyers who are involved, one representing a buyer and one representing a seller, they will protect their own client's interest to make sure that what is being done is correct and is fair and is being done in the amount of time that it should take. Now, that's a good question if people specialize in purchases or sales. Usually, if a real estate lawyer is practicing in that area, they are just about as capable to do a purchase as they would a sale.
Okay, now if a problem escalated at the sale, maybe we discovered something wrong or and the seller didn't want to stop and return the money or stop the sale and things went to the court. Are we going to use the same lawyer which we used when we made the sale, or another lawyer will be at the court?
Another very good question, and it depends on how big the problem is. As a real estate lawyer, what I usually am able to do is help settle the problem before it becomes too big. Because there is somebody who wants to sell, and there's somebody who wants to buy. So usually we're able to work things out. But sometimes there are problems that can't be resolved that way. And that is what we call litigation. And that is a different area. If you are going to sue the person because they lied about something or they breached the contract, then that is a little bit more specialized, and somebody who is used to going to court would have to take over that case. And so I work in this firm with a couple of other lawyers, sometimes who spend a lot more time in court than I do. Most of my responsibility is to make sure that everything is done properly through the land titles or the company's office. That's a little bit of a different specialized area of practice.
Thank you very much, Chris, for being with us and giving us the time today.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
مشاهدينا الكرام، شكرا لتواجدكم معنا اليوم، ونشكر السيد كريس من مكتب الغول لإجابته على أسئلتكم اليوم.